this is 10 tips and tricks for Rainbow Six Siege. Whether you're an advanced player that knows the game, or you're a complete new player that doesn't know and wants to get better. These are 10 tips and tricks you will need to know in Rainbow Six Siege. The first one is pick an operator based off of your team's strategy. Alright, so tip number 1 is going to be, you're going to, let me think. Okay, tip number 1. Pick operators based on the team's synergy, and you want to balance your squad with intel, hard breachers, and fraggers. For example, as you guys can see, I am on RAM right now, so I'm actually going to go above, and I'm going to show you guys how you're going to play this operator. So, first thing you need to do is go to floors like this, put them there. Now, as you can see, this is going to be called playing vertical. Your ability to make it better for you to fight the enemy. As you can see, I'm playing vertical right now, and they really can't do much about it. I'm opening up sights, now they have to watch up here. I can watch back into this sight here. So as you can see, I opened it up a lot more than what I think I was supposed to, but it is what it is. So yeah, basically go the characters based off of what your team really needs versus what guns you like to use. Now, you want to pick both. So basically, let's just say I like Buck, right? Buck is a great operator, especially if you're playing vertical. Now I can play Buck because I like his weapon and he's helpful to the team for intel and getting some kills. Alright, the next tip I'm going to be giving you guys is learn callouts for each map. So, every single map has certain locations most people like to sit, what angles to watch, and what peaks to hold. For example, on coast line here, this is one of the pixels on office into security. Now, as you can see, I'm holding a certain angle on a doorway, so when he comes in, I immediately flank up on the side. And then I shot open this with my ability. In order for me to, I would say, just holding certain angles, learning certain locations on the map. For example, this is lounge hatch corner. I call this lounge hatch, and then you'd say hookah, or you'd say billiards rotate, behind bar, in security, in luggage, and just generally stuff like that. Tip number 3 is use drones in every. Most people I see just sit on their phones, laptops, tablets, and they just watch YouTube during this. Droning out before you do anything is a very good thing. For example, as you see, I'm droning. Now, I'm going to go ahead and drone a certain path. For example, I'm going to check behind counter. Now, I notice there's an enemy in bathroom, so I'm going to yellow ping. If you red ping him, it'll say spotted by scan. So make sure to drone to gather intel before you start rushing into a room and getting killed. And that will catch the enemies off guard. Now, tip number 4 is hold tight angles in certain areas. I already covered this one over, but I genuinely think that it is one of the most useful things in Siege. As you can see, I am holding a very, so this is called a wide angle when you're holding it like this, and then I could tighten that angle just by moving over a little bit. Alright, the next tip I'm going to be going ahead and telling you guys is sound cues. Listen for footsteps. Hear him? He's running. Above me. Now, certain sounds make certain cues. For example, this is the vaulting. If you ever hear that, you know the vaulting. Number 2 is when they just make any kind of movements, anything like that. Now, another thing when you are using sound cues is to know where they're coming from. For example, if someone walks, you hear him coming down this hallway right here. Now, most people don't know a lot of sound cues, so I'm going to show you 3 ones that most people don't know. Number 1, dropping a hatch. This is what dropping a hatch sounds like. But here's a little bonus tip. When you drop a hatch, make sure you shoot while you land. That way it covers the sound cue of you making an absolute thud. Because you're a fat chud. Now, another tip I'm going to give you guys is make sure to learn where default cams are. Now, one more thing on this one is to make sure to listen for leaning. Every single movement in the game makes a certain sound cue, such as leaning, crouching, proning, walking, slow walking, sprinting, knifing, and shooting. Now, every single one of those makes a certain sound that you need to listen to. Number 4, reinforce walls. I see so many people that only reinforce 1 or 2 walls of a main wall or something. Now, you have 10 reinforcements as that, and your goal is to protect the bomb and not let people walk in. Start using all 10 reinforcements as soon as you can, and use them strategically along with using your gadgets. The next tip is to pre-fire common angles. So if I'm sitting here on this angle here, since I know that most people like to hide behind dresser, and by most people I mean me, I could go ahead and pre-fire behind the dresser for a free elimination. Now, moving on to tip number 8. Make sure to know when to rotate. Don't stay in one spot for too long or you'll die. Now, as you can see, if I'm sitting here, 1 kill, 2 kills. Now, 2 people probably gave comms to their teammate of where you are, what you're doing, what angle you're holding. Now, look for any hatch, run, jump, shoot. You didn't hear me drop the hatch, you just heard me shoot my gun. Now, that is called repositioning. Now I can sit under here and wait for them to think that they're going to get me, when really, I get them. Tip number 6 is to stay calm under pressure. Now, you're not going to want to be all shaky and panic and nervous. Don't be a nervous wreck. Play the game for strategically, stay calm, cool, collected, and win the round indeed. The next one is hold on. Okay, the last but not least, sorry if the numbers are all whack. first video. Anyway, last but not least is communicate with your team and give enemy locations away so you think. I hear so many people that have mics, they just blast music in it, and that is not going to help you rank up in Siege. And that was 10 tips and tricks for Rainbow Six Siege players. If you guys enjoyed this video, I will be making more videos. Sorry, I'll catch you guys in the next one.